As you know, this is an event where we bring together stakeholders of the biotech sector to really engage and discuss important issues which we as an industry sector need to address in terms of our growth, in terms of our challenges, in terms of our international connections, and generally in terms of how this whole sector is shaping up the world over. And India needs to engage very closely with what's happening on the global firmament. One of the very important aspects of this particular conference is our focus on policy matters, advocacy issues. And in this particular, last year, this time, we actually addressed this whole issue about guidelines for biosimilars, because we do see biosimilars as being a very important opportunity for Indian companies. And this was something which was started off at last year's event in Hyderabad. And I'm very pleased to say that as a result of that, the Government of India, the Department of Biotechnology, has actually come out with its first draft guidelines for biosimilars. And this is now being looked upon, and comments are being invited from all the stakeholders to see whether these guidelines can go as is, or do they need to be tweaked or amended or added to. And these are important initiatives that we as industry are engaging with in terms of the policy makers. Similarly, this year we have actually addressed a very, very serious concern that industry has expressed, which is about the regulatory framework. I think all the press are very aware of the fact that there have been recent concerns about clinical trials, and I think there is a need for industry to engage with various parts of society, media, and the regulators to ensure that people understand what clinical development is about, the way we are actually conducting clinical trials in this country, the kind of regulatory framework that exists for clinical development in the country. And what is becoming very apparent is that because of a poor understanding of how things are done, there seems to be a concern in industry which almost seems to say we better not do anything in India because it's so difficult to do anything in India. And I think here we need your understanding as press in terms of carrying these reports in a very responsible way, because very often anecdotal reports completely skew the reality. And I think this becomes very difficult for a sector like ours to contend with. And so we would like to engage with you to make you understand the way these trials are being conducted. We will be releasing a small note to explain what this whole area is about. And we really want media to be reporting these kind of issues in a much more informed manner than what it is being done today. So this is a very important part of that policy advocacy issue that we addressed this morning. We talked about funding, which is a very, very important issue. I just want to close my comments by saying that the next big economic growth opportunity for India is the pharmaceutical sector, is the biotech sector, is the biopharmaceutical sector.